Hello, everyone. Welcome. I have no idea what I'm doing or if anyone's here, but I thought we'd go live for the very first time today. So, welcome aboard if you're joining. Let me just see that I've set all of this up correctly. Guys, give me a shout if anyone's in the chat. Give me a shout if anyone's in the chat because we're still learning. Something that we need to have a bit of patience with Spurs at the moment. What is it that I've been saying? Progress over perfection. That seems to be the coin. We're here. Hi, Jason. Hello. Welcome. Hi, Henry. Hey, guys. Wow, this is scary, but also quite fun at the same time. Cool. I thought I'd jump on live today because I thought I was going to record like a bit of pre-match stuff, and I thought, why not have a bit of an experience with you guys, see what the temperature of the room is, how is everyone feeling. I appreciate that I did this quite impromptu. To dare is to do, right? To dare is to do. So I thought I'd just come on live and have a little chat with you guys. How are we all feeling about this weekend? How are we feeling about the transfer situation or not so transfer situation? I have just watched Frank's presser, which is why I delayed this by half an hour, because I wanted to catch up and check in and see what he was saying. And obviously we heard the news that they were trying to go after Semenyo, but that didn't quite be pulled out the bag. Nervous. Don't be nervous. We don't need that nervous energy. We don't need that nervous energy. But yeah, I was watching the presser and it was quite interesting. I don't know. I get the sense that Frank's looking more relaxed. I don't know if that's just me, but I'm getting the sense that he just seems a bit calmer. I don't know whether maybe something's been said behind the scenes about his position or the direction of the club or anything like that. Hey guys, jumping in. We've just started on the first live ever of Spurs from the Stands. So I'm actually going to the game this weekend, and in my excitement and my haste on Wednesday night, I managed to drop my phone and smash the screen. So I'm hoping I can still do some vlogging stuff for you guys on Sunday as well, because I think it's going to be hopefully quite a good game as well. But so I was watching the Frank presser. Did anyone watch the Frank presser that just came out? I think it came out about an hour ago. And he told us a few things. He told us Mickey's kind of touch and go. Good afternoon. Who's this? Domenico. Hi. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Where are we all tuning in from? Are we all UK based? Are we international? Where's everyone tuning in from? I'd love to know. But yeah, obviously we got news that Mickey van der Ven was touch and go for this weekend, which is not such great news, but I'd rather see him rested than just play him for the sake of being played, because we do have Dragusin, although there's question marks around whether Dragusin is obviously going to be staying, going, what that whole situation looks like. And I've spoken about it before, about these transfers being a bit of a domino effect. And I did get the sense from Frank that he is being backed, whether that's just stuff that he's just saying. I saw some people in the comments were saying, we've heard it all before. We've seen it all before. And yeah, I guess, look, this is, as much as Enoch has been here for what, quarter of a century, which seems crazy, this is a new era. So I don't know, maybe we do need to be a little bit patient, because this is the first transfer window. And considering Paratici's out the door, I'm not convinced that Paratici's working full time. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think he's still very much involved at this point? I mean, he's leaving. So even if he was very much involved, is he as invested as he has been in the past? Like, where are his interests lying? Hi, Stradders. Hi, guys. Hi. Exciting stuff. I don't know, how do we feel about the presser, what Frank was saying about about the transfer situation and that everything's under control. Paratici is part-time. I mean, I don't know where they're at. Do you know what? I've got this feeling, this is just me personally, but when I look at the situation of Vinay and Lange, okay, Lange is an interesting character. I don't know if he's the most charismatic guy. I'm not convinced that he's going to be here this summer. I don't know. I've got a sneaky feeling that maybe Rafi is going to be taking over as the top guy in terms of transfers. What are we feeling on this? Because the change internally, it's not over yet, is it? There's still a lot of seats that have been moving. It's a bit like a revolving door at the moment. So I know it's going to take time to bed in, but I am questioning whether Lange particularly is going to be here this summer. And I'm not sure if Vinay is. I don't know. Either way, we need more footballing heads on the board. Everyone said it. We've seen that narrative been spraying around, and it's no secret that Levy, as much as people wanted Levy out, he was the guy who understood football. He understood how transfers and things worked. So I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced that Lange is going to be here. And obviously, we know what happened at Villa as well with Lange. So look, he's brought in some good players, but equally we've brought in some real dross as well. But Paratici brought in dross for us as well. We've had a lot of players that haven't reached their potential with the club, unfortunately. I mean, look at Emerson Royale, for example. I mean, we've had loads of players who have come and gone, and I think part of that is because we keep changing our manager and we keep changing the setup and the system. So I hope Vinay stays. We definitely need continuity at this level. Lands, I'm not so sure about. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is about Lange. I don't know. Maybe it's a personality thing. I mean, sometimes you can get jaded by people's personalities, but at the end of the day, if they're doing a good job, you don't base it on whether you like someone or not. The challenge is that is he actually doing a good job, and are we going after the players that we really do need and that we really do want? And I have seen as well the question around here, like why would players come to us? And I think this is also part of the challenge that we have, right? Because we really have 2 seats left that can be given to players within our squad. So, well, assuming one of those is Gallagher, I would assume Gallagher goes into the Champions League squad. But other than Gallagher, really you're looking at Tell and one of Basuma or Dragusin. So what are you guys saying? Afternoon, Sarah Paratici. Afternoon, Godfrey Drummond. Paratici has signed 6 players for Fiorentina. No signings until Monday. We are lucky. Yeah, okay, so he signed more of them than he has for us. I think Paratici is checked out. Yeah, that's the kind of feeling that I get. I don't know it. I'm not convinced that part of this reason why it's been quite quiet on the transfer front is because Paratici, behind the scenes, maybe has checked out a little bit. Because Land was never brought in as the main guy to be sporting director, was he? He was always brought in sort of to deal more with the youth academy and that side of things, is what I understood initially. Whether things have changed behind the scenes since then, I guess they kind of have, with Paratici potentially going. Jason says, I hope Vinay stays. We definitely continuity at his level. Lange, I'm not so sure about. Yeah, okay. So maybe Vinay is one of the guys who is helping support the club. Hey Job. What did you think of the Thomas Franks press conference? And the Lewis family are really trying. Yeah, so that's how I started this live stream, talking about that presser. I don't know. It's a funny one because it is. Look, it is quite a step out for him to come out and say, hey guys, I'm kind of coming out against the grain here and revealing information which perhaps I shouldn't be. But at the same time, in the back of your mind, you're thinking, is this something that was pre-planned? But it seemed very off the cuff for him. It seemed very like, oh, I just need to come out and just say this to kind of put the fans' mind at ease. I don't know if that's what it was, because look, Frank is fully aware of what the home ground sounds like at games. Like, I can't even tell you how bad that West Ham game was. It's probably one of the worst atmospheres I've ever been to. And I sincerely hope that it's never like that again. But I would say that maybe he's reading the room, because he knows that fans want us to bring in more players and we need squad depth. And he knows we need more squad depth. He's managing the team. He sees what's going on game by game. So why would he not want to call the board out almost in an indirect way? Like, he is kind of calling the board out, isn't he, by saying that? He is kind of calling the board out. I don't know. What do you guys think to that? New era, nothing has changed. Well, Henry, it can take time. Transitional periods and transformation takes time. You're building on what you already have, and what we already have is mediocre at best, isn't it? Like we all know we need to do better. We all know that we need to reinforce the squad. We all know that we have an ongoing injury crisis, which I said something very controversial the other day. I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I kind of said the other day to some people that we need a season out of Europe. I was saying that we need a season out of Europe to recover the squad so that we can rebuild, because we're constantly in and out of Europe and it's never giving us enough time. And in that time, we're always, I guess, changing manager as well. So you kind of have this compounding thing where you're getting injuries, then in Europe with a depleted squad, then you change strategy and tactic, and it's kind of been this flip-flop for a very long time. So we've never had a period where you're just building on the squad, other than Pochettino. That was the last time. And obviously we know how that ended, because that wasn't reinvested in. So I don't know what you guys think to that. Do you think we need a season out of Europe just to rebuild, or just to get some stability, or is that a bit left? Is that a bit of a left comment? I don't know. He's about as wooden as it, Jason. He's about as wooden as it gets. Is there a way that I can show these? Oh, cool. Oh my God, I'm such a novice. Okay, cool. We can do this. I tried to share my screen earlier as well, and I think I messed something up. So I need to figure out how to do that. Okay, so Jason said he's about as wooden as it gets. He failed hug of Gallagher in the World. Yes, I saw that. That was quite funny. That was very awkward. I don't know, maybe he's a bit of an awkward character. I don't know. He's a bit of an awkward character. I don't think Lange is very sociable, in the sense he comes across quite quiet and distant. Yeah, I mean, look, if he works in the dark and he gets the players over the line for us, I don't mind. I don't really mind. It's like when you're hiring someone for a job, as long as someone does the job, you don't need to like them. You know, it's a bit like Frank. A lot of people don't like him, or the reverse. They think he's a nice guy, but they don't think his tactics are very good. You know, so I think as long as Lange brings in players, Lange is like a vampire. He only works in the dark of the night. Yes, I have said that. Let's just hope that in the background. How many phones is Paratici normally juggling? Feel like Spurs is a burner dumb phone in his back pocket at the moment. And Fiorentina have 5 iPhones. Yeah, this is the point that I'm making. Has he already checked out? Like, is this one of the reasons why things are quite quiet on the Western Front? I mean, to be fair, when you look across the board, no one's really done anything this window. No one's really done too much. I mean, some teams don't really need as reinforcing, I suppose, but who's done stuff this window? City? West Ham? It was a PR exercise to try and calm the fans. Promised again summer signings. We go through this every window. Yeah, okay. So this is the thing that I've been banging on about. I mean, I know people aren't on board with the Frank train, but this is exactly what I've been banging on about, because we have been promised this so many times before, and we've been here so many times before. So, you know, it can't just be a managerial issue. There are so many leagues in professional football, so I don't understand why we can't sign at least 6 decent players. The problem is with this, Godfrey, is that if you're going for top tier talent, you do need to offer them Champions League. You know, if you want to bring players in who are of Champions League quality, you have to promise them Champions League. And unfortunately, at the moment, we can only do that with 2 spaces. So unless you bring in 2 players now, and then in the summer you have a massive overhaul, like for example, I was saying the other day, in the video yesterday, I said that I think Bentancur is a bang average player in his prime. I think he's been very good for us, but I think we can do better than Bentancur. And I think even Sarr has more potential than Bentancur. And especially if Frank can help get the best out of Sarr, you know, Bentancur would be one of those players that I don't mind seeing go. I think maybe Dragusin, but we haven't really seen too much of him. So you've got to make space in the squad as well. You know, you can't. And also, if you're not in Europe next year, it is going to be harder to pull in those players. That's just the name of the game, unfortunately. What are the rules regarding national and foreign players in Premier League and Champions League? So I think for the Champions League, isn't it? There's a maximum of 8 homegrown. I think it's 8 homegrown. So the challenge that we have, I think the squad size is 25, I think. And the challenge that we have is that we're 3 short in the squad off the top of my head. So the reason why we can't fill those spots is because we don't have enough homegrown. So obviously one of the reasons why we're hanging on to Scarlett is because he fits that homegrown quota, but we don't really have anyone else. Gallagher goes into the homegrown category, which is why you can add an extra player in. But obviously you take out Johnson and Davis probably to get in 2 new players. That's what I would imagine. I would imagine you'd take out Davis, and if you were doing it a like for like, you'd have to put in Dragusin. And if you were doing a like for like up top, then you'd put in Tell, I suppose, a like for like. But I mean, like an attacking minded player. I know he's not playing on the left, but what else are you guys saying? Villa have made moves. Yeah, looks like no signings. None of the teams involved in Europe are going to sell before final games are basically now. Yeah, I think the other challenge with this transfer window specifically is because it's a World Cup year. Anyone that's going to come to us, they're going to come to us because they want first team football, which means that they're not already playing first team football. You know, anyone that's playing first team football that is playing in the Champions League, they're not going to come to Spurs unless it's for money, in which case it's depending on contracts, it's depending on the length of contracts and when those are expiring. So yeah, I think that's part of the challenge, right? To bring in players that you think is going to reinforce the squad, but also that you can offer them this Champions League spaces that we've got available. I'm the opposite to Scandinavian, as you can probably tell. We hug and kiss on both cheeks. Yeah, I don't know if that's a Scandi thing. I've never seen Lange and Frank doing that, at least. Reason why Frank came out in the statement trying to get Semenyo is ambition is diabolical. Why is that diabolical? I don't know. I think he's trying to say that what he's trying to say is that we're trying to bring in players of a different caliber, I think is what he's trying to say. Is what I understood. Is it blurry for me or is it also blurry for all? Ooh. Am I blurry? I can see that I'm streaming in HD. It is blurry. Don't know if that's from my end. I can see things in HD. Maybe if you refresh the screen sometimes. So I've had that before as well, actually. That might be. This is my first time using StreamYard. So UCL is 17 foreign, 4 homegrown, and 4 club trained. We only have 1 club trained, and we lost 3 slots. Yeah, okay, so that's what it was. It was 8 in total, 8 under that sort of local, wasn't it? So we lost 3 slots. Yes, so we were 3 short. That's what I thought. We were 3 short, and then the one that so Gallagher counts as homegrown, I think. That's why he can go into the squad. Blurry here. Why am I blurry? Hold on. I don't know what's going to happen, guys. I'm going to try and remove me and put me back on and see if that works. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, I've just done a refresh, I think. I don't know. Tell me if we're still blurry. YouTube is HD. My webcam is not. It says I'm full definition. I'm in the highest definition that I can be. Hold on, let me see. Don't worry about being blurry. Sound is good. Okay, guys. Oh my gosh, I need to sort out this phone situation. Hope you were attending the protest. Think we do have a point. Hi, Tom. So I'm not attending the protest. So actually, I said in the very, very first vlog that I did that I go with. So there's 11 of us that go, not all in the same car. You guys were like, how do you guys all go together? We don't go in the same car, obviously. We're 11 people when we all go together. So that's a combination of my dad, family, friends, family. So there's quite a lot of us in the clan that go, vary over 3 generations as well. So from the age of like mid 20s to mid 80s is kind of our crew that we go with. And I tell you what, there's a lot of the guys. I'd say half of the guys are Frank out, half of the guys are Enoch out, and they're not going either. I don't know what it is about the protest. I don't know what it is about the protest because we've had quite a few protests, and other than the one last year, which got a very good turnout, there hasn't been too much attendance. It hasn't been very high attendance. I mean, last game it was reported 150 people went, but I mean, Ali Gold said there was barely 50 people there. So I don't know if those numbers were skewed a little bit. I saw some photos and it even looked like less than 50. So it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to tell. I don't know much about Change for Spurs and Change for Tottenham and how they work with Tottenham, but I think these things should always be a collaborative effort. Because the thing is, when you go to a protest and you bring it inside the ground, you affect the atmosphere, which in a game that you need to win, if you're supposedly fighting relegation, the R word, you want to make sure that you're going to win that game. So I don't know if you want to be disrupting the atmosphere even more. I don't know how that's actually going to get the attention of the board. I'm not convinced. I don't know. I tried to get the guys to come on in the last video and ask why, in the last vlog that I did, and ask them why they weren't going to the protest, and they didn't really say. They were just like, don't know. But it was interesting because I was talking to my dad about it, and my dad said the same thing. My dad said that back in the 80s and the 70s, they used to be protesting the board then and saying, get your wallets out. So not too much has changed, really, even before this era. Your quality is 480. I don't know. I'm streaming in 1080. I don't know why. Okay, well, I'll take that as feedback, and I will, a bit like Tottenham. Yeah, I'll try and have a look into that for future. Look, this was a first time run, so I'm still figuring out this whole YouTube stuff. This wasn't this has become a thing because of you guys. So thanks so much. We'll beat City on Sunday. Just press them from the off. They're under pressure at the moment too, with our fans cheering, getting behind the team and not booing. You'll have a great chance. Yeah. So this is what I mean about the atmosphere. It's a bit sketchy, the atmosphere at the moment. I'm not sure how the atmosphere is going to go, and I haven't done a score prediction. I haven't done a lineup prediction. We can do one now, but I was going to do it tomorrow. But I don't know how interested people are in the lineup predictions and stuff. We can definitely do one now because I was going to do it anyway. But one of the things I was thinking, I think it's going to be a high scoring game. I think it's going to be like a 3-2 or something. I know that's crazy. A lot of people are saying it's going to be like a 1-0. I think it's going to be an open game. The thing is, we play better against teams that are more open. We do play better against teams that are more open. And I think this new formation that Frank's found, the 3-4-3, I think that works better for us. So I think he's going to try that again. I don't know if we've seen that against City. I don't think we've seen that against City. I don't think we've played that formation, but potentially that could work in our favour. Hey, Levynomics, shout out. Seen your channel, seen your stuff. Welcome aboard. We've had several fans boo our own players, manager, etc., regardless of protests. Yeah, that's the thing. It's just a toxic atmosphere. I think people are just fed up. I really do. I mean, look, people where I sit, some people I know, and I'm not going to say any who, but people I know have put all of their remaining tickets on the exchange for this season. For the rest, for the amount that's available, I think that's like the next 8 games or something. Like, people have already put their tickets on the exchange. So I think, people are just getting fed up with it. But then it's a completely different atmosphere when we go to the Champions League games. It really is. It's like a team of 2 halves and a fan base of 2 halves. What do you think about Moussa Diaby? I don't know. What's the rumours? There? Is there something happening? Do we want to get our hopes up? I don't really want to comment too much on players because I don't know. I mean, is he a bit like Moani? Is he better than Moani? Diaby? Kind of like the same level, maybe? Would you rather just keep Moani then, if you were going to do that? Because that also would then take up a space. So you might as well just use Tell and Moani for the rest of this season. I don't know. Is that a goer? I haven't seen anything about that one. But it's kind of like for like. If you're gonna do something, you want to bring in a player who's better than what we've already got. That's what I think. If you're going to spend big money, you want to just get someone better. Club have told change for Tottenham. They will only deal with THST, not small supporters clubs. Interesting. Okay. I don't know who's on the board for that one. Sarah, your point on a season out of Europe. Yes. I think I get what you're saying here. I remember that initial Poch season, 14-15 Europa League was used to bring young players into the first team. Kane. Yeah, okay, guys. For anyone just jumping in now, I asked the question, would you rather, finish 17th and, I don't know, get to the quarters, let's say, or would you rather, finish 10th maybe, and then not be in Europe next season and have the season to recover? Would you rather finish mid-table and then have the season to recover, or would you rather finish, let's say, 8th and have the Conference League? I don't know. The Conference League, is that even worth fighting for? Is that not just setting us back? I just feel like we need to get ahead of these injuries, because it's been a consistent problem for us. This is not a one-off thing. Last season everyone was saying it's because of the style, and then it happened, everyone was saying, well, it's part of the medical team. So it's kind of like this vicious cycle, isn't it? At some point, something has to give. You either have to reinforce the squad, or you have to allow time to let players recover. And look, this summer is going to be World Cup, and then they're going to Australia for pre-season. So there's going to be no time this summer. There really is going to be no time this summer, is there? Love your content. Got 1981 FA Cup vibes. I don't know what that means. We haven't won the Champions League just yet. I don't know. We're out both the cups. So how long have you been going to home fixtures? So my first game was in 97. I think I was about 8, 9, something like that, giving away my age. So I've been going to games since then. My ticket was actually my grandfather's ticket, so it's been in the family. And my late grandfather, so when he stopped being healthy enough to go in the old stadium, I took over that ticket. And I've been in and out the country. So I spent quite a while living in Dubai. I spent some time living in Thailand. I've lived in Australia for a bit. I've lived all over. So for those seasons that I was away, I used to go to the Dubai Supporters Club for a while. So I've been to a lot of supporters clubs around the world as well. Whenever I'm on holiday, I love to go and check out the local one. The last one I went to was in Malta, just at the back end of summer. I think it was quite near. I think we lost that game as well. Who was it? I can't remember who I saw, but so I've been going quite a while, but on and off, I'd say. And I've been to a few away games as well, not so much recently. The last home game I went to was Andrew's first season. I went to the Palace game. That was a horrible stadium, horrible rig they've got up there as well. Hi, Sarah. I love your channel. I'm going for a 2-0 to Spurs, Romero and Tell. Thanks, Paul. Welcome aboard. Welcome to everyone joining. This is our first live. Okay, 2-0. I think that's ambitious. I think it's going to be like a 3-2, personally. Big up, huge congratulations on this channel. Thanks so much. Thank you so much, Levy Comics. Are you going to change your name now Levy's out? Are you going to change your name Levy's out, or you're going to be forever branded as Levy? Even though we're rubbish at home, got a feeling we could win. We really need one. Yeah, so when I said 3-2, I think it'll be 3-2 to us. But I can't see us not conceding in this game. Should we do a quick lineup? What do you guys think the lineup is going to be? Big up Connor. Hi, Connor. Diary is way more. Oh, DR. Is that DRB? I think we mean. Hey, Niall. Connor, is Billy coming in today? I don't know. Billy's not coming in here. We should be confident having finished top in the Champions League. Do you see a change with our forward thinking since John Heitner arrived? Last 3 games, we're always looking forward now. So I think this is a combination of a few things. I think, for me personally, I think Frank tried a different formation, which was forced. I don't think he was. Look, maybe it was a tactical thing. I don't know that whether because we've had so many injuries and because Udogie was out, he was forced to play that sort of wing back formation. So I don't know if it's directly linked to John, but look, I don't know. Did anyone watch the documentary about Brentford and about how Frank used to manage at Brentford? It was quite interesting. It was just seeing like behind the scenes of like how they analyze games, and oh my God, those guys, they spend like days watching back replays. I don't know how they find the time to do that, but they seem to do that. And then they show all the players at the end of it. So it's quite interesting to see behind the scenes. So maybe John has pointed out some stuff behind the scenes, which is improving the squad potentially. But I thought that maybe that was a forced change that needed to happen. That was my thinking. And also now with Porro out, it's almost like even more reason. With Porro out, it's even more reason. It's such a shame that Porro's out, by the way. Can you imagine? Porro's been our fittest player for the past 2.5 seasons, and now he goes down injured. Diame is way more dynamic and great finisher. Okay, if there's a strong link there. I mean, maybe that's how they're seeing it. Maybe they're thinking, okay, well, if we send Mawani back, then we can bring in Diaby. But I don't know if you need to have both. I don't know if you need to have both. The name that I saw was Yan Diamande, but I don't know. He played at RB Leipzig, so I don't know if he played with Xavi. But he's a young player, so I don't know. I mean, I agree. I agree that you need someone advanced. You need someone experienced. If you're going to bring someone in to replace Moani, he's the experienced head in that front line, in the front three, right? So you've got Odegaard, Xavi, and Tel at the moment, and Moani can obviously play on the left. And then you've got the cover of Kudus and the cover of Maddison, who are more experienced players. So if you are going to get rid of, let's say, Moani, you need an experienced head. And if you're going to get rid of Tel, so I think it it depends on who you're going to get rid of. It depends who you're going to sell. Well done on the first live stream. Thanks, Niall. Yeah, a bit nerve-wracking doing this. Bit nerve-wracking. We'll offer a packet of Walker's crisps and a half a shandy. Who's that for? Who are we bringing in? Is that part of the Tottenham Hotspur negotiation? We'll throw in a packet of crisps. I know Archie Gray likes his pizza, so maybe we should throw some pizza in there. Yes, make sure you like, subscribe, share. Yes, thanks, Niall. I thought Diaby's a midfielder. I thought he was a left wing that can also play right wing. What I'm concerned is that Tel and Moani have been rejected on their moves, meaning we will get no one in. Yeah, I mean, the thing with Moani, you've only got him on loan anyway. So to terminate a loan would be silly. And Tel, you only signed last year. So there might not be anyone in for him, don't forget. I don't think Tel's going to be in the he's not in the French squad, is he, for World Cup? He's still playing for the under 21. So, who's going to come in and buy him? I don't know. But I do think Tel is unsettled here. I think Tel is unsettled at both Spurs, and I think he's unsettled in England. For some reason, Odegaard is the guy who's settled more recently, but I don't know if it's a French thing. This sounds a bit random, but I don't know if it's a French thing. I know that sounds ridiculous, but if you think about it, the players that have been the least settled are Moani, Tel, and Odegaard. I mean, Odegaard's coming into his stride now. He's settling in a bit more, but he's been here longer than the other two. I don't know whether there's a bit of a culture shift, because don't forget, we had Son, and Son brought everyone together. We're missing that figurehead in the dressing room that's bringing everyone together. I think Maddison's that type of character, but I don't know how much he's actually around behind the scenes. With the injuries, Spurs are having less fixtures would be beneficial. Yeah, it's controversial. Do you know what? Someone said, I said it in a chat, and someone said about the question I said about, should we have a season off from Europe? They were all like, no, we should just play the 15-year-olds. But look, you're not going to play a team of youth in the Champions League. I just can't see that happening. I don't know. Maybe they would. I would take Conference League over nothing. Okay, so some of you are saying, yeah, we would still take a second game a week. We would still take it. Okay. So what do you think needs to happen? What do you guys think needs to happen then? If we're pushing, let's say we're pushing now for top 8. Forget Champions League. Let's park Champions League for now. Let's say we're pushing for top 8, right? We're pushing for some kind of European football. In order to succeed next year, this time next year, let's say we're not in Champions League, but let's say we're in Europa League or we're in the Conference League. What would need to happen between now and then to make us successful across multiple competitions, assuming we want to do better in the cups as well? Like, what actually needs to happen? Is it the quality of players? Is it the change of style or tactic? Like, what do you guys think that actually is? I'd love to know. I'm curious because I don't really know the answer. There's a combination, as far as I'm concerned, there's a combination of things, isn't there? I would prefer to have time to recover. I would love a reset and to build. It's real hard to change your tires and trying to drive. Yeah, I mean, this is what I'm saying. It's a bit of a catch-22 at the moment. But I don't know, something needs to change, right? In order to be successful across all fronts with what we're competing for. Like, how do you actually achieve that? Well, you need better squad depth. You need better quality players. Arguably, you need different tactics. Arguably, you need ENIC out, but I don't think that's going to happen for a while. As I said, to get ENIC, look, if ENIC are going to sell, that's going to take a couple of years. It's going to take a couple of years. Hope you're well, Sarah. Hi, Milton. I should have said hi, Selston. I'm getting used to this whole shout out thing, okay? I'm getting used to it. Hope you're well. Can predict the future. We beat City, draw against Man United. We lose to Newcastle and draw to Arsenal. Oh. Someone just asked in the chat how long have I been going to games? So the first game I went to was Arsenal v Spurs at the Tottenham Stadium, and we drew 1-1, and that was in '97. So we could draw against Arsenal. I can't see it. I can't see us taking anything from Arsenal. If there's any of those 4 games that I can't see us taking anything from, unfortunately, it's them lot. I think we have better chance of getting points off United and City, if I'm completely honest. And I know United are on their bounce, but I've been watching the United fans as well. Like, we're also a bit of their Achilles heel in recent times. We are. And look, we beat them in the Europa final. You know, that should give the players some confidence. We need wingers. We did not replace Son or even Johnson. Yeah, I agree. That's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer. And the funny thing is, I thought that Odegaard was always brought in as a right winger. I thought he was always a right winger, but just playing on the left. But apparently he's a left winger that's been moved to the right. So I don't know. Moani will destroy Juventus in the round of 16. Actually, it would be really awesome if he scores against 3 of our former clubs in the same Champions League season. Yeah, I didn't like that. That's if he's not playing for them. That's if he's not playing. Can you imagine? Can you imagine Moani plays for Juventus and like manages to score against us? Oh, that would be typical Tottenham, wouldn't it? I don't know. I'm hoping that Solanke is going to come into his own now. I said it in the video yesterday. I think because Solanke is pushing for Europe World Cup football, he's got a lot to fight for, Solanke. He needs to get match fit. He needs to up his game. And I think if Solanke, from now to the end of the season, he's scored 2 goals already, if he can get like 10, 11 goals under his belt for half a season, I think that'd be decent from him. I don't know what you guys think to that. We'll need to overpay to attract any talent, even if we're attractive. Money talks, especially in the players and agents' pockets. Yeah, I mean, it always comes down to money. Yeah, so my resolution is set to 1080p. It was on 4K, it's on 1080p. A stable team, not a stable stream. Sorry about the unstable stream, guys. I don't know. Maybe I keep checking my settings, but it says 1080p. My webcam is HD as well. It is. I promise it is. Maybe it's dodgy internet. I don't know. Should I check it on my phone? Let me check it on my phone. 1 second, guys. Hold the line, caller. Okay, while it's loading. I don't know if I can actually check while I'm doing this. We don't need European Cup leagues. We don't have the depth or quality in the squad to challenge successfully. Okay, so it's a mixed response from you guys. Some of you have said, no, we take, even if it's Conference League, we'll take the midweek games. I mean, if you were to, let's say, if that was the case, like let's say you're not in the European Cups, right? That gives you, in theory, more chance to go on a better run in the other cups. Because then look, we were really unlucky with our draws this year, Newcastle and Villa. I mean, we couldn't have been more unlucky. Last year, we almost got defeated by Tamworth, don't forget. Does everyone remember that? Does everyone remember Tamworth? Does everyone remember Tamworth? Okay, it doesn't let me go live. It doesn't let me go and see myself. It doesn't let me see myself. So sorry if we are blurry. The left winger we should have bought 6 months ago was Francisco Conciaco from FC Porto. He went to Juve for 20 million. Yeah, we could look. We need players that can play multiple positions. That's for sure. We need players that play in multiple positions. Tell can play in multiple positions, but he's not good enough up top. He's not. Who gets the Conference League spot? I thought it was the winner of the League Cup. Maybe it is. Has it changed? Has that changed? Did that change last year? That might have changed. I know it changed last year because of the fair play rules, didn't it? I thought Palace got it because what happened last year? It was something to do with the points, wasn't it? Who was it? I'm a bit behind on the chat. It's 3:41 Saturday morning in Oz. Thanks for waking up so early and joining us. We have no positive news here yet. It's dark and gloomy still here in the UK. We haven't seen sunshine here, I swear, since the beginning of January. We've done that one. Where are we up to? Who gets the Conference League spot, guys? Has that changed? Because I thought it also depends on Champions League place and everything, if it goes to that 5th spot. What we need, the seas to part, the moon to ascend, a flying shooting star across the sky. Yeah, that would be good, wouldn't it? That would be good. Premier League ready players, someone who is tactically flexible, manager-wise, and squad depth. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So the question for guys joining, the question I asked is, if we're going to compete across all fronts next year, and let's say we did take some kind of European football, what would that look like? What would we need to do to compete across all fronts? Spurs need a holistic plan and strategy above all, and in the short term, players getting fit. In the medium term, Spurs must nail transfer windows. Yeah. Was glad Solanke got that goal. Moani couldn't destroy it. That's it. Thanks, Lee. Thanks, Lee. Thanks, Subdue Light. Premier Talia. Shout out to you all. Pretty blurry. I'm really sorry, free speech Fiona. I've been told I'm blurry and I don't know how to fix it because we are streaming in 1080, but this is my first ever live. So I'm going to try next time. To try and get it better. In the back end. Camera. It only gives me one option. Is that better? Is that better? I don't think that's better. I've actually just made the resolution worse, but maybe that stream's better for you guys. I don't know. Is that better? Let me know, guys. Is that better? We can get something from City. We are their bogey team. Yes, Roy Park. Remember, they've only won once in their new stadium. Against us. Is it? Looks like a bitrate issue. Oh my God, guys, I'm such a dinosaur. I don't know what that means. Can someone fix the stream? Okay, congratulations, Sarah, and greetings from Ireland. Hello, Mass Ford. In my opinion, better squad depth for sure, but a couple of players for midfield like John McGinn, talented, creative, and a workhorse. Yeah. So who do we need to sell to make space in our midfield? Who do we need to sell? Because we've got so many players in our midfield at the moment. I know some of them are injured, but then what do you do when like Kulu's back? And by the way, I did hear that Kulu's injury is a career-threatening injury. I don't know where I heard that. That was the news on the grapevine that it is a career-threatening injury. So I really hope for Kulu that he can recover from that, because that would be such a loss for us if Kulu's properly injured, like if it's career-threatening. Happy Friday, Stu Boy. Thanks very much. It's 3:41. Yep. I love glory, glory nights under the lights. Yeah. Thanks for all your comments, guys. 7th in the league is normally the Conference League spot. Yeah, normally. Yeah, sometimes there's changes in there. No more signings after Gallagher is a disgrace. Do we think Gallagher's a disgrace? I don't think Gallagher's a disgrace. I think he just needs more time. And speaking of which, what do we think? Who's the starting lineup this weekend? Connection bitrate. How about encoder? Okay, I'll look into all of your suggestions. Must be my connection. Must be my connection. I don't know. It says I'm connected. I don't have any issues. What is the situation? I don't know if that's actually making any difference. Saying I have low disk space. Maybe that's why. I've got like 40 gig free. You're running out of browser space. Oh, browser space. What does that mean? Let me see if I can close some windows. Okay, I've closed some background stuff. Is that better? Is that better? It's all good. Thanks, guys. These will get better, I promise. These will get better. Progress over perfection. You don't do anything for the first time and nail it, right? I am a bit of a perfectionist. I'm not going to lie. I do like things to be done well. So I'm trying to let go of that and just like go with the flow a little bit. I want City to win this one. No, West Malman. West Malman. Why? Why do you want City to win this one? Why? Are you a Spurs fan? Are you a Spurs fan? You can't be a Gooner. You can't be a Gooner, and you can't be a United fan. Are you really a Spurs fan? Need a new keeper. Stu Boy, need a new keeper. Do we need a new keeper, or is Vicario going to win the Golden Glove? Is Vicario going to win the Golden Glove? It's not impossible. He kept us in Europe last year. Well, half of the season, didn't he? Because we had Kinski and Austin even playing in the Europa points, didn't we? Big up. Thanks, the prayers. I heard Maddison expected back before Decky. That's worrying. Yes, so yes. I heard in the grapevine as well that Decky's injury was not life-threatening. Oh, hopefully not life-threatening, but I heard it was a career-threatening injury. Bit worrying for him. I mean, he's a young player, you know. If you have low upload speed, okay. I'm going to look into this for next time, and I will get a bit more organised. More of a disgrace that no other activity after Connor, I imagine. Yeah. Look, we've got until Monday, so we've got the weekend. She says, famous last words. We've got the weekend. We're going to buy someone over the weekend. It's the hope that kills us. Kulu news is devastating. Yeah, heard he flew out to a specialist in Italy, I think. They gave him a couple of injections, but looks like the pain can't be controlled. Yeah, that's what I heard. That's what I heard as well. I think he meant no more signings. No, I think... Oh, okay. I'm with you guys. Okay. You would sell Sart and Biss. Performances hit and miss. Okay, so this is interesting because I was thinking about the squad for this weekend. Maybe I should just drop this in here. Should we just do a quick one and just do a very, very quick lineup? I think he's going to go. I think we can do this very quickly because I think he's going to go 3-4-3. And I think that he is going to go, for me personally, I think he might go for Sarr this weekend. Okay, Andrew's saying definitely a no sell for Sarr. What do we think? I don't think we should sell Sarr. I don't think we should sell Sarr. Hi from Leicester. Hey, Leicester. I've supported Sir since 1960. Was born in Harlow, Essex, but married a Leicester girl. So I'm in amongst a family of crazy Leicester fans. Oh, poor you. It's all right. My in-laws are Chelsea, so I think Leicester's better than Chelsea, but neither are ideal, are they? Let's just beat City and Arsenal, and all of this is okay. Sadly, it's blurry. I know. I'm so sorry, Andrew. I don't know why. I've got some kind of upload problem. Oh, sketchy like Spurs. It will stop Gooners winning the league. Yeah, but we need to pick up points. We need to pick up points. Our priority right now should be winning our own games. There's enough other games that Arsenal can lose. There's enough other games that Arsenal can lose. They've still got to play some of the top 4 teams, you know. We don't want to be one of them. Just let Chelsea beat them or something. Just, I don't know. Just, yeah, let Chelsea beat them. Let Newcastle beat them. There's plenty of other teams that can beat Arsenal. We want to beat United. We want to beat City and United, but we need to get out of this 14th place. You know, if we win tomorrow and the teams around us lose or draw, we can go 12th, and then we're one game off jumping up the table. So it would really do wonders for us. Ben Davis is in the chat. I can't believe this is the actual Ben Davis. Is it you, Ben? Is it you? Have you got your leg up? Are you resting up? I hope you're resting up. That sounded really wrong. God, I hope you're resting up. I hope you're not the actual Ben Davis that's saying that Vicario is a liability. But yeah, he can be at times. But it's interesting. I was watching a video last night. Did you guys see there was a channel that did like an analysis on the game? The breakdown of the patterns of play. I can't remember who did it. Who did it? It was a very good video. I need to have a look who did it so I can share that. Do you know what? I'll share the channel. But they did a breakdown of the play, and they were saying that, like, obviously last year we were doing a lot of passing out the back, and Vicario last year he wasn't doing any long balls. It was completely passing out the back, whereas this season the long balls have been more in his game. And I think part of the problem we have is that we do these long balls, and Richarlison could never make it stick. Richie could never make those long balls stick. And so I'm interested to see if Solanke is coming in up top, whether he can make it stick more, and whether him and Xavi have a bit of a better connection. And I think Xavi plays better on that left-hand side. And that would then prevent the ball from going back to our defense. I think that's a huge problem that we have. We can't hold the ball from those long balls, and so that's why we end up doing the passing out the back, and we kind of fail to progress it forward because we're constantly struggling to see the space in front of us. Does that make sense? Does anyone else see it like that? I don't know. I just feel like Richie could never hold up those balls. He could never make it stick. He always tried to get fouls, and it just never pulled off for him. So I think it's partly a Vicario thing, but he's a great shot stopper. He is. Have you ever met a Spurs player randomly? Yeah, I met, not too many, but I met Nilsson in Dubai, actually. That was probably back about 10 years ago or something. Silva would be good, but he is not cheap. Who is cheap? Who is cheap? Spurs love cheap young players. Afternoon, Sarah. Hope you're well. Did we sign anyone yet? No. I wish this was that kind of video, but unfortunately not that I've seen. If you don't want Arsenal to win the title, how about resting them when you play them? See, simple and no need for fans to say, I want to lose. Yeah, we're not going to rest players against Arsenal. What I hope against Arsenal is our fans become united. That's what I actually hope for. Because I don't think we can beat Arsenal, but I just want our fans to be united in that game. Like, even if we're down 2-0, we need to have a game where our fans get behind and show unity. It's happening on European nights, but it's not happening in the stadium in Premier League games, and that's not a new thing. There is no established recovery plan for a shattered patella. Oh, don't give us that news. Okay, what else have we got? Should I do a quick lineup? Vicario terrifies me when he has the ball at his feet. Conference, the basic rule is that the place goes to the Carabao Cup winners unless they've already qualified. Okay, that's what it was. They've already qualified for the Champions League or Europa League, at which point it reverts to the next team placed in the Premier League. Could be Ethernet upload speed if resolution in settings on a paid. Yeah, I'm on a paid plan. Well, I'm on a trial. I'm on a trial paid plan. Taking some advice from Daniel Levy. No, that's not true. I'm a financial coach. I should be telling Levy what to do. Vicario terrifies me when he has the ball at his feet. I dread goal kicks. Yeah. His what's the word? His distribution from the back is a bit hit and miss, but he is a good shot stopper. Long balls is terrible against top teams because they just come back at you. Yeah, that's the challenge that we've got. And I don't know if that's partly because of the way we set up at the back, and that's why I think this 3-4-3. I think that's why this 3-4-3 is working better for us. Shentan COYS, Domenico Galdo. Let's worry about our own destiny, not other teams' positions in the league, unless it directly affects us. Yeah, that's what I think. I mean, you just got to push up the table. Right, let's do a very quick lineup. So we had the Frank news before I started the stream. I had the Frank news before I started the stream, and the Frank news was that Mickey van der Ven is most likely a doubt for this game. That's not great, is it? Mickey van der Ven being a doubt. Bit of a shame. Hi, caretaker. Overlook Hotel. Which hotel is that? Is that the Spurs hotel? Is that our injury room? The caretaker. Yeah, apparently the quality of this is not great. I'm going to see how it downloads after this. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to see how this downloads after this. I don't know. I did have I put super chats on, so I don't know if that's actually working. I don't know how this stuff works. Anyway, right, let's do a team lineup. Cool. So I think we're gonna go 3-4-3. So we've got Vicario, obviously is gonna start in goal. Our back line is, I'm gonna name Romero as our first centre back. Danso, this will be his third starting game if we stick with this 3-4-3. Now, the question is Mickey van der Ven fit enough to start? When Frank says he's a doubt, it's either medical staff saying he's touch and go, but he should be okay, and then we put him out and he gets properly injured, or they're covering themselves and keeping it a little bit quiet. I'm hoping it's the latter, and I'm hoping that he starts. But it's safe to say, if he doesn't start, I could see Dragusin starting in this game. And you do have the option of Sousa, but I don't think Sousa's strong enough to play in a back three formation. I think he would be more of a wing back. So I'm going to put, look, ideally you want Van der Ven there, and that would be my top pick. But I think if you want to keep him fit for the next game, which is going to be Newcastle, isn't it? And I think, is that the next game? Yes, we've got a week. Oh, you've got United away in a week's time. Okay, so look, maybe you do play Van der Ven, but I also think sometimes if Dragusin has got his eye on the door, does Dragusin get a look in here? Because sometimes before a player goes, they get a few extra minutes, either to say their goodbyes or to give them a bit of, put them in the shop window, so to speak. So I think Dragusin might get a bit of game time. I don't know. What do you guys think to that? Have I just lost the comments? But what do you guys think to that? Do you think Dragusin starts? Do we think Dragusin starts? For our midfield, I think it's going to be Spence on the right. I think Gallagher comes in. And I think, does Gray play again or does Sarr play again? You've definitely got Udogie on the other side. I might even try Gallagher and Sarr maybe. Radu, no. Okay. He should start. Okay, so we think Van der Ven's going to start. Dragusin will be on the bench. Okay. Yeah. So then that goes Danso, Romero, Van der Ven at the back. And then we've got, so wing backs will be Udogie and Spence. And then our midfield, is that going to be, who in our midfield? Because I'm just thinking, yeah, I like Biss. I think Bissouma is like he's rogue. Bissouma is rogue. You know what? If he was probably there in the Champions League squad, he probably would have taken his boombox. Did everyone see that at the Europa final? What a nut job. What a nut job. But hey, he had a fantastic game. He had a fantastic game, Bissouma, last game, didn't he? Yeah, maybe it is Gallagher and Bissouma. I think because Paulinho was injured, do you really want to test him again? And Paulinho had a really good game last game, but I think that's also because he was really sharp and he hadn't played football. So I'm wondering whether we need this rotation. Hi, Luxo. Yeah, the image is blurry, I've been told. First stream live, so I'm back end. I'm going to try and look into some stuff. Look, I can't, I don't know if you guys can see that, but I've like shattered my screen. So I can't even do it on my phone. So we're going to need to sort something out so I can get those match day vlogs up for you. But yeah, okay, what do we think midfield? Some of you are saying Bissouma, Gray instead of Sarr. Vicario, Spencer Romero, Danso, Udogie, Paulinho, Gallagher, Xavi, Tel, Solanke, Odegaard. So you've gone for, so Ronnie's gone for Paulinho and Gallagher in midfield. Is Paulinho and Gallagher, is that a bit too similar to Paulinho and Bentancur? Do you know what I mean? Like, I kind of feel like Gallagher can be a bit more progressive. And I think he likes Sarr. I think he likes Sarr. And Sarr is a young player. Don't forget, it's an opportunity to have that experience behind him. Because Gallagher and Paulinho are both experienced players. So when you've got Xavi, who's up top, who's like a younger, less experienced player, let's say, you kind of need the balance in the team. So Bissouma's experienced as well. We need creative passing in midfield. That's what I think. And I think especially against City. So last game, when we beat them, I think he played Sarr. No, he played Bentancur and Paulinho. Oh, he did play Sarr. He played Sarr. There you go. He played Sarr in the 10. Last time we played City, he played Sarr in the 10 and he played Bentancur and Paulinho. And that was the game that Paulinho scored. Frank's got, look, this is good decisions for Frank to make. This is good decisions for Frank to have, right? We've been complaining that we haven't got enough players. So you could give Gallagher a little more freedom with Paulinho. Yeah, that's the thing as well. I think Paulinho Gallagher, from the sounds of the chat, seems to be the more favoured one. I like the look of Gallagher when he played the 10 for Palace. You know, I wouldn't be opposed to having Paulinho Gallagher and then having Simmons sort of on that left side in front of them and Odegaard sort of on the right side. We know the front three is going to be Simmons, Odegaard and Solanke. I'm not a fan of Bentancur. Yeah. Hi, Neil. I did say at the beginning of this, I don't know if people are jumping in, but I did say at the beginning of this that Bentancur would be one of the players I'd look to sell this summer. I'm done with Biss. But the thing is, Ronnie, he had 100% passing and accuracy last game. He was on fire. On his day, when Bissouma can get his head in the game, he is a fantastic player. Problem is, he gets distracted. That is the problem with Bissouma. He gets so distracted. He can't just, I don't know, have the attention span to play these back-to-back games. We saw it last year. I reckon he might bench Simmons because of the opponent and go with Gallagher. That's interesting. Well, there is an option that he can go Paulinho, Gallagher, Sarr. That's the other option. But I just think because of this, if you bench Simmons, I don't think you play 3-4-3. It's interesting because I was watching a video earlier that said that one of the reasons why Simmons is playing better now is because when he played for RB Leipzig, he played better when he was on the left coming into the middle. And he's more of a wide middle player than he is a middle player. I don't know if that's accurate or not. It might be down to the setup of the team as well, and maybe the opponent. But yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Xavi gets rested and Sarr comes in. I think we go back to a 4-3, a 4-2-3-1. I think this only works if Xavi's in the team. Personally, I might be wrong. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that? Do you guys think that as well? If Xavi gets benched and he plays Sarr, do you think we change formation? This is a clown and a liability. Get him out of football club. Surreal McCoys. Thanks, Surreal McCoys. Hi, guys. Paulinho might go in a back three like on Wednesday. Yeah, so my prediction was Danso, Romero, and Van der Ven for a back three. So if you're going to do that as a back three, I don't think you need Paulinho. I think you could even do Gallagher, Sarr, and Xavi. That's very attacking. That's very attacking. I don't think he's going to do that. I don't think he's going to do. You need one of Bissouma, Gallagher, or Paulinho at least. Okay, let's go. Gallagher, Paulinho. We'll go Simmons, Odegaard, and Solanke, and I reckon that Sarr probably comes on. Sarr's not fully match fit. Look, he's been at the AFCON. He's been around some really good mentality, Sarr, for the past month or so. You know, he's been in like a team that's won the AFCON. So his morale is probably really high. Did everyone see like who was it? I saw some of the team celebrations when the players went back to their clubs, and I saw what Spurs did. I guess it's a bit different because he sat on the bench for a lot of it. But just to be in that type of environment, I think it does wonders for your confidence. So I'm just wondering whether Sarr, because he's on that up, you know, sometimes that morale boost can like help the team. So I'm just wondering whether that plays into it a little bit. But we'll go with that. So we've gone with Danso, Romero, Van der Ven, Spence, Gallagher, Paulinho, Gallagher, Udogie, Odegaard, Solanke, Simmons. That's the lineup we've gone for. What do you guys think? What is our score predictions? Guys? Is everyone still here? We all get fed up with the with the terrible upload. Oh God, I'm going to come off of here, and this is going to be in like 480 or something, isn't it? How annoying. I'm so sorry. That would drive me mad as well. I'm so sorry. I'll try and figure it out. I'm going to try and fix it. Solutions. I'm going to have to look into it. My Wi-Fi is normally really good. I've had meetings today, so I've been on calls and stuff, and no one else has said anything. So this must be like a StreamYard thing. But anyway, predictions. What do we guys think? 2-2. 2-0 as usual. 2-2 draw, 2-1 Spurs late winner. I've gone for 3-2. 3-2. What am I doing? 2-1 Spurs late winner. Biss has an awful mentality, but still got the best feet in the squad. If he's looking good in training, think he plays for me. Yeah, that's what I mean. If he's good and he's on form, why not? Look, he's also got to the finals, semi-finals. You know, semi-finals. Got to the semi-finals. We win 2-1. Okay, I've gone for a 3-2. So my 3-2. I can see Solanke getting on the score sheet. I think we're going to get assuming Paulinho starts, I think Paulinho is going to get a goal, like a header from a corner or something. He was very close to scoring last game, Paulinho. Do you guys remember he had that shot that went just wide of the post in the first half against Frankfurt? I think Paulinho is on course for a goal. I'd like to see Gallagher score, to be honest. 3-2 to Spurs. Oh, you are a sort, Sarah. Yeah, do you know why I say this? I just think it's going to be an open game. Like, look at Burnley and look at West Ham. Like, the thing is, when we go down, we struggle to get back in front. So I reckon we score an early goal, and I reckon we go to like 2-0 or something. And I reckon it's going to get to a 2-2, and this time we're going to pull it over the line. It's going to be something like that, because we've had so many results recently. I don't know. Look, we don't know. That's just where maybe that's crazy. Just say 4-0. 2-1. Odebear. Is that Odebear to score? I'd love to see Odebear score. He needs a goal. I don't see we win against Man City. Also likely. I think it depends on the atmosphere. And that's why I said 3-2 as well. Because I think the momentum behind the team is going to push up. And I think if we're up at half time, I think we'll see us have that response. It's going to be a test. This game is a test, not just for the players and for Frank, but it's a test for the fans. Because the Premier League games have been so... I've done 4 vlogs for this channel. 3 of them have been losses. 3 of them have been losses. I'm dying to do a vlog for you guys on Premier League where we actually win. So I'm hoping that tomorrow's the day. Out of all of the next 4 games we have, this is the one that we probably are most likely to take something away from. But Romero will score again. Yeah, I can see that. 2-1 Spurs win. Fingers crossed, no more injuries. That is what we need. Odebear is looking like a class player. His confidence is growing. Yeah, someone said in the comments of one of my videos that Odebear hasn't improved. Someone said that Odebear hasn't improved and Frank isn't getting the best out of him. But I think he's improved. Maybe that's also down to a change of style of play. I think him and Xavi, they're like kind of clicking together. It's actually quite cute to watch. Man City always play better in wintertime. Do they? Is that statistically true? I don't know. So actually, interestingly, I actually looked at last year's league table. I looked at last year's league table at week 23. So last year, we were sitting 15th and we had 24 points. So we have 4 more points this season than we did this time last year. And last year, City were 4th. This time last year, and they were 12 points behind Liverpool. City. So I don't know, maybe they played better in winter, but as of last season, the I don't know how I get it up on here, but last season the league was kind of crazy. West Ham was on 27 points, and this year they're on 20. How mad's that? Yeah, it's very, very, very tight league. Very tight league. And Wolves were in relegation this time last year. Wolves had 16 points in relegation and West Ham had 20. So West Ham are already 4 points better off this time last year. Because I don't think you can compare at the end of the season. I think you have to compare it game by game, week by game week. Because obviously you have momentum. But Newcastle this time last year, they were in 5th. You know, but there was a bigger points gap between us last year and 5th. We're in a better position now. The league is tighter than this time last year. So we're 4 points better off and the league is tighter. So I do think we are going to finish around that 10 to 12th place. I think we're going to finish about 10 to 12th. 7-1 to Spurs. Come on, Polestar. Consolation goal from Haaland in the last minute. Nah, it's not going to happen. Man City players are worried about this game. Maybe. I mean, they've also qualified for Europe, so they're also focusing now back on the Prem, aren't they? Butterfingers Vicario will have a say on the result. Yeah, the last 2 games, he's done some dodgy stuff. That I agree with. Last 2 games, he's done some dodgy stuff. Was it against Burnley where in the first half where he like kicked the ball out? Yeah, that wasn't good. He was put under pressure, wasn't he? 2-1, but a very scary last 10 minutes. I don't want to see an Arsenal EPL Cup. I'd rather see, we'd all rather see City win the Cup. Do you know what? I'd even rather United win it, to be honest. Can you imagine the anarchy if that happened? I mean, I don't think United are going to win the league, but they got a better chance than a lot of others. You know, I'd even say United have a better chance than Arsenal, than Villa. I think I'd bet on United to finish above Villa. They're 8 points. They're 8 points behind them. I think they can make that up. I think United could make that up. Picture's improving. Is the picture improving? Now you tell me at the end of the stream, guys. Big up, Sarah. Zoom camera. It will stay. Zoom camera. It will stay focused and clear. What does that mean? Neil? Help. What does that mean? I haven't changed anything. Zoom camera. It will stay focused and clear. Should I put my camera back? Is that why? I move it out? Do we like my jumper? Got all the shirts on it. Someone asked in the chat where my jumper was from. It was actually a birthday present, so I'm not sure. Yeah, it's actually good now. Don't touch anything. Maybe all the Spurs streamers have knocked off for the night. I don't know. When you are closer, it looks clearer. Okay, I'm gonna have to look into this. Thanks for bearing with me, though. I appreciate all the support. This has been so much fun. I want to see Aston Villa win the EPL Cup than Arsenal. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to happen, is it? It's going to happen. I'd love to say it could happen. Okay, so I think the general consensus from the chat is that it's going to be like a 2-1, 2-0 to Spurs. I've gone for a crazy 3-2, and I think it's going to be like a 2-all until very late in the game. And we're going to get like a last-minute one over the line or something crazy like that. But I'm going to end this here, and I'm going to need to experiment now and see how we get this, firstly, better picture quality. I need to see whether I can upload this as a video and how this all breaks down and what that looks like back end. So I appreciate you all. I don't know if anyone has left any comments that I've missed, because I did have the supers on. So I apologize if anyone has said anything that I've missed and I haven't been able to give you shout outs or anything. The chat's been moving quite fast, but I do appreciate you all. I'm loving this community that we're building. This is so much fun. Let's do it. 3-1 Man City. That's what I'm talking about, John. No, that's not what I'm talking about. They're playing away. City are playing away, so it'll be 3-1 to Tottenham. Or maybe you mean 1-3 to Tottenham, but I don't think that would be really bad. We don't want to see that. Get that off the screen. We don't want to see City winning this. I would like to see Villa win the Prem too. Yeah. Oh, thanks, guys. Oh, I'm loving all the love. Right, okay. I'm going to have to... apologies if anyone hasn't said anything that I've missed or anything like that. I've got a few notes and takeaways that I need to go away. Yes, thanks, guys, for reminding me. Please do like, subscribe, share with your mates, all of that jazz. It really genuinely really does help the channel. Yes. Oh, hey, Holly. Shout out, Holly. Hey, Holly Hotspurs. Yeah, thanks for that, because it really does help the channel. And I'm still winging this because my first time doing a live, quite scary going out to the internet, but it's nice. I like this. So we'll do this again. I'll try and schedule some stuff in maybe. Took me a while, but I understand now. More divided fan bases, more divided dividends for the owners. All bread and circus bollocks, tired of this lying from the top. Yeah, it's a bit exhausting, isn't it? We just need to see it now. We need to see it. So to end us off, Enoch, Lange, Vinay, get us some players. We want to see some announcements tomorrow, because if I do a video tomorrow, I would ideally like it to be that we're going to buy some players, or we've just bought some players. That would be really good. All right, guys, I'm going to hopefully try and get up the replay after this. Let's see what happens, that I don't mess this up and it doesn't just disappear into the void. So let's see how we go. But I'll see you all tomorrow in the next video. Bye for now.